Hey everybody. So we took the weekend off to do some other stuff, but with 4th of July, my wife had the day off, so we're out here getting a hike in with a friend. We're starting really late in the day. It's 4 something o'clock, but we're at Dog Mountain, which is the hardest thing we've done or tried yet. But we had the opportunity. You normally have to get there way before 8 o'clock to get parking, and it was barely full Tuesday and late in the day, so we're just going to get to it. Because it is late, we'll just see, but we're hoping to just take our time and get in. I'm only just at the first few feet of the trail, but just looking forward to it. It's one of the most popular trails in the area for a reason, but either way. Hey, kind of cut off the last video abruptly. Oh well, here we are again. So we're not that far up the trail, but just wanted to kind of check in and show the first full viewpoint. So we've gone up less than half a mile, and we've gone up more than 650 feet, which has felt kind of pretty good. We've been having a little bit of unhappy symptoms day by day. Wife's knee wants to rip itself off, and my QL, so low back, has just been kind of tugging like it wants to cramp. Not really bigger deal on her side, not a big deal on mine, but it's just been there, and my ankles felt kind of weak and out of it. So we stopped and did a good hour and a half, 2 hours to kind of rehab checks and get ourselves taped up, which if you didn't really see in the last video, it's that wonderful Argyle right there. Sorry for the camera strap and all the swinging around, but either way, it's really pretty steep, but we're just really taking it nice and slow, like literally a few hundred feet at a time. Just taking a break. As long as we can get up there going slow, we'll be up there. And it's steep, but the trail's pretty loose gravel and dust, so there's not a whole lot of footing, so not really a good reason to go fast anyway. But either way, just wanted to show you the first viewpoint. You can see the towers up on Mount Defiance and a bunch of the other peaks around us, which there's our viewpoint, and up there, that peak right there is Mount Defiance. So I'm sure we'll have a lot better view of it in, well, a while. But either way, check back in as we go, and there's where we're headed. So we're just about 0.7 in, but we're at our first crossroads. The Oregon hiker guides said there'd be a sign. There's not a sign, but people have scratched into the post that way, which is basically straight ahead when you get to the top or left, is the original old route. It's a little bit shorter, but it's steeper. Whereas to the right, next to that pole, is the newer route, which is a little bit longer, but it's not supposed to be much. But the more important thing is it is the more scenic. So we're gonna head up the new route and probably come back to the old one. So on we go. We are right past that trail fork, and the first 0.7 we did like, I think it was like 750 or 800 feet of elevation already. So the first section's really steep, and we just thought, whatever, if it's that way the whole way, feels good. But it is less steep for the moment. I'm sure that's about to end, but woods kind of open up a bit. You're going into the woods instead of the just kind of switchbacks up the side. But I'm guessing we're going to be going up a mountain face again in a minute. We'll see. We are about a mile in, and as I guessed, yeah, we're back to the steepness already. It's not nearly as bad, but we hit 1 mile, about 1,050 feet, just a little bit back. And so we're not really on a stiff cliff face. We're definitely still in the woods, even though the view pokes out. But we are back to the kind of dusty, gravelly roads, which aren't too bad. If it was wet, I imagine it would kind of suck. But as it is, it's not too bad. So either way, up we still go. We're about a little bit over a third. So just had to stop for a shot or two. Just got a short bit of sun with a viewpoint. Just looked out, and there's Wind Mountain, which shot a little bit of video there. I think I did actually upload that, but just the water is glowing from that, and it's just gorgeous. But I think I put up a video when we did Wind. If not, I'll get it up soon, but I'm pretty sure I did. But just wanted to show that real quick on the way up, as well as, excuse the foliage for a second, one of my favorite things getting out here, just those small details that are just gorgeous, other than all this wonderful view, is we run into these trees that it looks like it's been charred by lightning at some point, and it sloughs off the outer bark, and you get to see that spiral layer. So the outside of trees are really just straight and tall, but you get that gorgeous spiral in that layer underneath. And lightning's just part of nature, and it sucks for the tree, but it's just how it goes, and we get to see some cool gorgeousness on our way through. So just had to stop for a second. Just wanted to take a second to show the kind of open forested meadow. Some people might not really agree with the term meadow, but just that open, real low lying brush. Brush is also the wrong word, but I'm tired, so deal with it. But it's just a gorgeous open wood. Trail's still really powdery. Steepness has gone down a bit. We're probably like 1.25 miles or so. I'm not really bothering to check, but either way, just wanted to share that for a second. So my wife was actually just complaining. Just saying that I don't really put our travel companions in this video too much. And so just showing you a bit of this trail. Once we actually get into the shadow right here so you can see. Wife. She also has her own channel and own videos as we train.
Chelsea hikes through.
So, there's where we just came from, the previous video a second ago. So, on we go. And there's me, kinda. So we are, I don't know, getting close to 2 miles. Hadn't really checked it, but just, we've been actually slowing down because the sun's coming in just barely above us. And we have these open woods around us. I'm just, honestly haven't seen a whole lot of pictures from Dog. And I don't know why, but I feel like I'm surprised this is pretty. Everyone focuses on the top with all of the kind of sunflowery things, but this is fantastic. Hey Lola, do you want to say hi? It's going on YouTube. You don't have to.
I'll say hi.
That's Lola.
Hello.
She's here most weekends with us. We'll be here all week. No, not so much. So, up we go. Because we're taking photos, she's sitting here waiting for us. Going super slow. But just, here, I gotta adjust this real quick. I keep it strapped to me. So it's kind of hard to pull out unless I actually grab it. So, honest fact is we're having a fantastic day. This is the hardest thing we've done, not by lots, but it's up there. And so, especially because we've had muscle spasms and other health issues this year, hasn't really been our, this hasn't been a clean start for our elevation season, getting trained for larger things. But, so it's been spotty. It's been do something, wait a few weeks, do something, wait a few weeks. And we haven't really been hitting what we wanted to, but despite the fact that this has got some elevation to it, it's going pretty well. Having some pains come and go, but they're going. So, just really enjoying this today. Just proud of us for being out here and just enjoying it so much. So we just came up over the corner. I knew we were just getting about to the, I suppose you could say false summit. There's the real one, more or less. But the Puppy Dog Mountain. And we were presented with this. There's Lola. And I mean, I gotta say, Mount Defiance still looks tall, and it should. But it definitely looks, I don't know, we're creeping up its shins a little bit. Careful, Lola. We're gonna go take a look at this. I have to actually check my map and see if this is Puppy Dog Mountain. I thought it was a little bit further, but I mean, ooh, there's scared off what looked like a monarch. But jealous.
Orange, not yellow.
So we're not to the top, but the short is this is why we do it. On the way up, we were just musing a minute ago, and I'm gonna sound really cheesy with this. If you can even hear me over the wind up here, which has been fantastic. It's supposed to be in the low to mid 80s, and it feels like it's like a good 70. But I may sound cheesy, but an older gentleman was heading down while we were heading up, and he was just telling us this is really hard. This is going to be harder than anything you've ever done. And I mean, kinda, but the honest fact is, so you can see me okay? Let me readjust grip. Sorry. Honest fact is just we're taking our time, and there's effort, but as long as you have some degree of fitness and you're careful, it's really not bad. It's just keep up effort and just keep going. And we just passed half distance a few minutes ago, and to say the least, this is a good motivation to keep going. But it's just we're feeling good, just going slow. I mean it, but I mean look at it. We're not stopping anytime soon. So if you would place these down, my dear. Faces, so sorry if it kind of has rubbish focus. So this may be all completely unclear. No idea. There's Defiance again. We'll be up there later this year. I think that's still out of focus, but sorry. That looks a bit better. We're a bit late in the season for much in the way of wildflowers. There's still plenty, but you can tell it's just nowhere close to where it was a couple of weeks ago. Probably a month ago was great, but either way, I'm gonna get a snack and check back in. So on we go. Not all that far from the mini summit, fall summit thingy, but nonetheless, trail is gorgeous. Kind of look like we're on a tiny ridge line, which I guess we are actually now that I look to my right. Coming to the top of the woods here, a little bit there, heading from that mini mountain, the Puppy Dog Mountain as the maps say, up on the real thing. And first 0.7 miles or so, definitely the steepest. The rest has been a lot gentler. There's some hill after it, make no mistake. And I usually on a long day, like 8 to 15 miles, get maybe 1 or 2 mosquito bites. I have like 6 on my left arm, and we have citronella spray. So, and this is July 4th. I don't think I guess I probably said earlier on, but just if you have bug issues, bring something hardy. And just as a cheesy but poignant public service announcement, every time we head onto one of these trails, even though this is a pretty popular, it's one of the most popular spots in the gorge, we put up a Facebook post. Ooh, look at those. Had to stop. That just tags a few people so they know where we're going to be, where we're parking, situation, when we intend on getting back. As far as we know, we've only been passed by one person heading up, so just, make sure people are aware, just in case. But either way, check back in a couple. Okay, my camera's having trouble focusing this close, but so we are getting close to the top. Have just about a mile left, but we're at a switchback where the old trail, the steep trail, meets the new trail and the old trail come together. I'm being swarmed by mosquitoes, so this is going to be really quick. That is very, very steep, but you can never tell in video or pictures. So all the signs are gone. There's just posts, but people have nicely actually written on them that like how far and what's where. But basically, come to this junction on the new trail. Left and down is heading back. That's the steeper trail. Where we came from is the more scenic, and up there is where we're headed. So check you at the top. I don't know if you can see the bugs on camera. Probably not. Well, probably can over there actually. Hit me in the face, bouncing against my camera. We were told on the way up that the the summit was nothing but bugs, and well, we're at mile 3, 2,500 feet, and we're passing through, I don't know, we'd call it a grove, basically. Just kind of getting, kind of like going through a car wash, but we're getting by, and look at that. We're running a bit slow, but hopefully you guys come out here and see this yourself. We're gonna get a sunset probably, even though time-wise, Again, around Hood itself. This is amazing. Sorry if the pictures are a bit hazy. We've been trying to use a citronella-based anti-bug spray, but it doesn't work against these guys at all. And just the spray is getting on the camera here and there. But we started at that distance down there, and well, those are cars. So it's some real elevation that we're getting to have some fun with today. Sorry for all the camera bouncing, but can't help it. I feel like you guys are almost gonna get bored of this, just because I'm like, boom, high visibility area. But I mean, if you're getting bored of that, stop watching. So we're about to head up. We're almost near the top, but as our lovely Lola pointed out, this will actually focus there, right on the tip. It's Mount Hood. We're almost at the gorge itself. You can see out kind of some of the Oregon deserts way out there, which we'd actually saw from Vista Ridge. Well, the Timberline Loop on Vista Ridge. But either way, just gonna keep running. So, almost near the top. That right there, and I'm kind of good out of St. Helens. And I feel like that little pointy thing there might be Silver Star. It looks like Silver Star Mountain, but with the far out, maybe on the top of the circle, but again, this may be entirely out of focus. But this is just one of the most amazing things we've ever seen, so let's keep going. It is the moment of sunset. And again, I know I'm sounding a bit corny and repetitive, but this has got to be the most amazing thing we've really ever done. I mean, we've done part of Timberline Loop, which is just unbelievable, but this is up there. The summit, I mean, kind of technically you have to kind of push back up there, but you'd only get a few more feet. That's really it right there. But body's feeling honestly kind of decent. Down is going to be hard, so honest fact is if you're going to get out here for something like this, the sunset stuff, make sure you have a headlamp. I mean it. Poles are going to be really important just because it's loose gravel. I'm really steady-footed, and I slipped a little bit, like not falling anywhere, but you know, it could have been. And down's going to be just more so with less traction, so you know, it's fantastic, but just be careful. But so at least it's worth it. So I'm probably not going to do any video on the way down, maybe at the end, just because we're going to try to get down. So we're gonna enjoy it, take a snack, and head down. So I don't know, well, you should be able to see a little bit. Focus is gonna be bad, light will be bad, but it is 4th of July, and so we have a couple of these small towns under us shooting off fireworks. There over wind to the right. So we are having to pay pretty good attention because, well, as you can see, it's dark. But there's kind of a cool feature at the side, so I'm probably not going to really shoot video except until I get to the car, because we had a interpretive navigation thing. I'll explain that in a minute or two. But either way, back in a minute.
Yeah, my shoes are barely holding on.
So I may have lied. Just had to show more of the fireworks. Not that you can see them. The camera doesn't want to autofocus, but it's just gorgeous. So my camera really isn't the best for low light. So, and I have a filter that makes it a little bit darker, but I have a feeling you can't really see anything, so just pretend. But we're down at that fall summit, or the Puppy Dog Mountain viewpoint, and we all turned off our headlamps, and I have to say, it has to be as gorgeous as really the top at sunset. Just the mountains are all silhouettes, the stars are out, and honestly, if this were open, we didn't have tree cover, we could probably hike just off this moonlight. And despite the fact that we really took our time coming down on the loose scree and the dust, actually I think I just saw a shooting star, the fireworks are still going on at this small town, and I don't think I took a video clip, not that you could see anything. There's fireworks going on at Hood River down more northeast, so we're just having an ecstatic night, to say the least. So either way, I keep saying I'm not going to shoot more video before we hit the car, but we'll see. And there looks to be a helicopter that's not as tall as us, even though we're halfway down the mountain, so So, as you can probably tell, this is not my car. When we finished last night, we were so tired that I didn't even realize I hadn't shot kind of finishing up a section of video until we were already, 20 miles away or more. So kind of the brief recap is that Dog Mountain was amazing. A lot better than I actually expected, just because the views are so fantastic. And the only disappointment, I suppose you could say, is even just that the gorge ends so quickly after Dog Mountain that the views aren't quite as amazing off to the east side, but that's not really a complaint. And so I know a lot of the audio in this video is really washed out by the sound, and so I may cut out certain sections, at least full clips. I'm not gonna probably just cut out the wind portions, because that'd just be confusing, and the views are still really pretty. But I'd mentioned I think the wind washed out most of it, but I'd mentioned that we had a interpretive navigation issue. And so what that means is the last sign, or at least what would have been a sign and was just written on the post, was that actually, no, there was a full-on sign. It was really worn, but it was still there, that pointed up at the final fork to Dog Mountain that was just like 1/10 of a mile ahead or something. And so we went up there, enjoyed the sunset. Most of my photos were ruined because I had some bug spray on my lens, and so it burst out anytime I was looking at the sun. But we enjoyed the summit and started coming back down, and we took a slight wrong turn on a defunct, or at least it looks defunct, it's really overgrown, section of trail. And so I looked at my map, and so I use Cairn or Cairn, depending on how you want to pronounce it, to track GPS so that we can see distance, elevation. It's a free iPhone app, and it has It actually has a lot of trails in it, not all of them definitely, but it has a lot of trails in it and will track your progress, but it tracks it overlain with the map, so you can actually see which turns you should go on, if you took a wrong turn, how to get back, etc. And it's also set up to contact your safety net, so you can set up people's contact info and and basically select a trail and say, I'm going to do this trail, I intend on being back by this hour, this day, or whatever. And so if you're overdue, they'll know, which is pretty cool. But basically, we hadn't noticed until we got turned around on our way back down. We'd just gone a couple hundred feet before we went, this isn't right. And I looked at the map and noticed that it showed that where we got to supposedly wasn't the actual summit, which the views were fantastic, though we were kind of a little bit disappointed at first, you know, being like, did we just get to the summit and not get to the summit, because it said it was still another half mile from where we were. And so it showed me, let's see if it will focus. Yeah, it's trying to focus on my face. Well, you can kind of see ish. It's going to focus in and out trying to find me, but that little mountain symbol right up there is where it says we were supposed to go, and we went there. But as it turns out, and again, this video may not be able to focus on this very well, but this is the Oregon Field Guide picture, which is from the National Geographic Topo Maps. And so we didn't actually end up taking the old trail, which is steeper, because it was already past sunset when we were coming down, and we were using headlamps, but we didn't really want to mess with an even steeper trail on the way down, which was a very good decision. But so we went up through that route, and you probably won't be able to see it on the topo map. I mean, for one, this is what Dog Mountain is supposed to be. There's a puppy dog viewpoint, but this is actually the highest elevation. And on Karn, it says that you keep going here to this peak here, and it says that's Dog Mountain. But, well, everything else disagrees, and that's actually 140 feet lower, so it's just kind of a secondary peak. And next time we'll definitely go check it out. But last night we thought we'd actually missed the summit due to just not checking the map and following the signs. But no, it looks like the signs in Oregon Hikers was right based on the topos. And so either way, just even though it looks like even though it looks like we did actually hit the summit we were intending on, it just was another lesson to, even with signs, check the map as we go ahead and hit each intersection. But either way, Dog Mountain was just fantastic, and we'll definitely be doing it again. You can go up to Dog Mountain, then keep going past it and get to Augsburger Mountain, which is one of the highest things on the Washington side, until you get to like Table Mountain or something. And so I hope to be out there again later this year, but we'll just kind of see what we fit in. As you can see from the video, I'm a photographer, aspiring one anyway, so I'm not so good with the video side, and well, my camera has really high quality video features as far as the actual detail and quality, the 4K 1080p videos. The autofocusing is kind of rough, and I need to mess with the settings, let alone my own inexpertise, and messing with basically the really bright backgrounds that we were having yesterday mixed with my face, and having to focus it that close and a much darker, it kind of means the video wasn't all that great out there. But it's just going to be a learning process. There's a few other cameras I'm looking at for the PCT itself, so we'll I might have something that works better for video, since that just seems to be an increasing part of what I want to do. That said, we'll honestly actually try out my iPhone and see, because the auto settings, it might honestly just be a better choice for the video side, so we'll see. So for now though, just bear with the poor quality video of the trail and me just getting used to swinging my camera and getting it to autofocus, or just switch to manual focus with it and get used to that. So the video quality is probably going to be poor for a while, but hopefully it'll improve. See you next time. Actually, I also meant to add, we have come a long way in our hiking, and like I think I said in some sections, these videos for Dog Mountain, is our elevation training season has been kind of crap. It's been really, instead of every weekend, it's been 1 weekend the next, then 2 weeks, then a hike, and 2 weeks and a hike. It's been pretty broken up. We haven't really gotten to our rehab work very well. And so our bodies just kind of have pains and stuff going on. And by the way, for those just catching one video, I don't mean drug rehab. I'm a physical therapy professional of a certain specialty, but we suck at doing our own rehab work. And just our fitness training has been kind of crap overall. And my main symptoms that I get to enjoy is generally foot pain. And I guess it feels like almost 2 years ago we did Leif Erikson Trail, and it's 12 to 13-ish miles of basically really a lot of gravel and rock, and I literally could not walk for 3 days. I was actually crawling around my apartment after we did that. It was excruciating, worth it, but horrible. And my main issues do tend to be foot issues. They don't usually bother me in the hike too much until near the end, and then the next day especially. And that's not too bad today. The first few steps sucked. I moved all my appointments to the rest of this week, so I could just take a day to recover anyway. But a little bit of muscle soreness, but not too bad. I actually feel pretty good, and probably by this afternoon I'm going to be feeling pretty decent. I'll notice it for a few days, but it means I'll probably be good to go for this weekend. And we're thinking of doing Shinnedeer and Tom Lake over by Wattom Lake, which with the two peaks together will probably be pretty similar to Dog Mountain. Maybe a few hundred feet less elevation, but I think it's actually going to be pretty comparable. So either way, I will see you for that hike.